Wir bekommen Besuch aus Irland. 43 Jahre alt, schon seit 12 Jahren bei der PDC, seit 2004. Und er war immer wieder einer, der für richtige Highlights sorgen konnte. So spielte er 2006 auf der Pro Tour mal ein Finale gegen Chris Mason und warf einen Average von 129,7. Die Erfolge blieben zuletzt ein bisschen aus. Er ist abgerutscht in der Weltrangliste auf Weltranglistenplatz 106. Herzlich willkommen, The Magnet, McGowan. McGowan nimmt es auf mit dem erfolgreichsten Spieler aus dem deutschen Sprachbereich aller Zeiten. Der Mann hat vor 2 Wochen in Riesa seinen allerersten PDC-Titel geholt. Er spielte vergangene Woche das Finale von Mülheim. Er ist inzwischen die Nummer 12 der Welt und spielt die Darts seines Lebens. Aus Wien, the gentle Mensur Suljovic.
Well, we've seen one convincing win for the seeded player tonight. One absolute battle for another seeded player, and, well, the third seeded player fell by the wayside. An absolutely devastating performance from Johnny Clayton, knocking out Jelle Klaassen. But can Mensur Suljovic, winner on the European Tour earlier this month, and then followed it up with a final, very nearly made it back-to-back titles. Can he book his place in the final day of action here at the Happy Bet European Darts Grand Prix? Mensur Suljovic is fast approaching royalty status on the European Tour. There was a time when people didn't like watching Mensur. They found him awkward and boring and confusing. It doesn't happen anymore. They love him. Look at the reception he got here in Sindelfingen. And he will continue to get all over the world, I would wager, because Mensur Suljovic, if they play good darts, they will love you for it, and Mensur is playing some superb darts right now. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for Suljovic's game with Mick McGowan. And Paul Nicholson alongside me for it. I know you, Paul, when Mick McGowan played so well yesterday to set up this clash, you said straight away that this could be a real test for Suljovic.
It's definitely got that written all over it. Now, Mick McGowan's already won the ball, so that's the first battle. But the way he played yesterday, high 90 average, and he categorised it as rubbish. So, Mick McGowan's playing good darts. Let's find out how good it is.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Mick to throw first. Game on!
Well, Mick McGowan did come through the first round yesterday. He saw off Ronnie Huybrechts with a 6-3 win and a 98 average, bettered only by Raymond van Barneveld. And that's a 98 average of 4 180s and hitting fewer than 1 in 3 darts at doubles. Now, he said that it was a rubbish performance. I think it's probably the finishing that he was talking about. Had he hit, say, 40-50%, he'd have been over that 100 average, and potentially, you know, he finished well. He could have been well over that 100 average because he was very, very good against Ronnie Huybrechts, but it is
35.
The radar seems to be slightly off kilter in the opening couple of visits here for Mick McGowan.
Slightly. And I haven't forgotten, Dan, that in that opening bit you did, you quoted Gladiator.
Yes.
They will love you for it.
It's true.
Well, win the crowd.
100.
And that is what Mensur has done. Look, it is absolutely true. You go and stick Mensur Suljovic's name into whatever social media form you like, and Mick McGowan should go and stand about a foot to the right because everything is going in the 5s at the minute. But if you did that now compared to if you did that 2 years ago, there would be an overwhelming difference in opinion. Because Mensur Suljovic was this guy who turned up every now and again and looked weird and looked quite awkward and looked quite talented.
100.
But it was slow and it was ponderous. But people have grown to realise what an incredibly gifted dart player he is. He has got everything. He can score, he can finish, and he's got bottle.
100.
And we said before he won his first PDC title earlier this month on the European Tour, we said that he is right up there among the most likely people to go and play, you know, be a new winner on the PDC, and he went and proved us all right.
He certainly did, and I think this month has been very telling for Suljovic because he's answered an awful lot of questions about that bottle that you were just talking about. Certain games have answered huge, huge questions, like when he was 5-5 with Klaassen,
34.
and Klaassen was on a 2-darter, and Suljovic is on 121, and he chips that 121 on double 14. Moments like that, people remember.
Hang about. Oh, treble 15 for double 18 route. It wasn't to be. So McGowan, despite having some real trouble in the fives early doors, is going to get a dart to hold his throw in this opening leg. Double top he wants.
32. And so you require 52.
Well, you don't get many pokes at double when Suljovic has already thrown 15 darts. Well, he had one shot, but Suljovic now, it's going to be a 20 probably.
Double 16 it is.
Game
And double
shown,
16
the
is
first
there,
leg.
and Mensur Suljovic gets a break of throw
Second leg,
early
Mensur
doors
throw
here.
first. Game on.
Well, folks, we're not going to do the headbutt counter this week. We're going to do it in Hildesheim. I think we'll just give it a break this week.
Well, I mean, it probably needs recalibrating because it nearly broke. It was doing some big numbers last weekend.
Well, last week we had to deal with single headbutts, and there were a couple of doubles in there. You know, give it that and then give it some more. I mean, it's only a matter of time before we get a triple headbutt.
Wow, imagine. Imagine. Mensur Suljovic won on the European Tour. Then made the final, and he led 5-4 against Michael van Gerwen. It was only 2 breathtaking legs from MVG. He was on a 10-darter in the deciding leg. But that's the kind of thing that MVG does. Not many players in the world do that kind of, certainly not on the regular basis that MVG does. But all right, he did make him work so hard. Even MVG at the end of that, when we spoke to him, he had special praise for Mensur Suljovic.
Well, it does take a special player to test the best in the world right now. And Michael van Gerwen has just got this confidence that he's had for 3.5 years. And he's just stayed there at that level. Sometimes he's just gone up and up and up, but he's always come back to this level of winning European events, winning Pro Tours. And Suljovic is able to live with that now.
Oh, look at this, Mensur for a 1-2-1.
Game
Well, it's
shown
not
in
even
the
a route. He went for the 1-2-1 against Yannick Larsen. He's gone straight at the ball. Treble 13. I mean, it's just so good. 12-darter, Mensur Suljovic.
It is that good. I mean, you try doing that shot at home on the practice board. It's not easy. You're talking about the smallest segment on the board in the bullseye. I can see some of the logic. If he hits a 25, he goes 60 for double 18, and we know he's good at hitting 60 and double 18. Showed us many times over the last fortnight. But you get the bull, you got treble 13, single 13, a single 18 leaves tops. But Suljovic is just comfortable right now, in the zone, enjoying the crowd, enjoying the heat, and he's playing brilliantly.
It's a great response from McGowan. Hit 4 of those 180s in his opening round win against Ronnie Huybrechts. And with Mensur, who just, every time he goes on stage, he just seems to produce this sort of level of performance.
Do you know what's annoying though, Dan? It's that before he won the title a couple of weeks back and made the final last week, he was hard enough to play when he didn't have the confidence of being a winner.
Yeah.
Now he's even harder to play.
Well, you would think so. And the fact that he's made back-to-back European Tour finals. Now, Michael van Gerwen had done that before. Michael Smith had done it before because he did it when he made his first Euro Tour final right here at the Glasspalast in Sindelfingen, lost to Mervyn King. Then he went and won in Leipzig. 100 not going.
28.
Scruffy and
So you require
not staying straight.
136.
Mick McGowan. He had a lot in the 5s and there's some in the 1s and some in the 7s. It's all a bit messy, and he's left himself 72, which he missed a dart at double top last time. But well, I mean, Mensur could take this out. He's not going to. So a little bit of breathing space.
100. Mick, you require 72.
Where's he going to go? Treble 16? Well, now it's the bull. Nothing wrong with that shot.
Third leg.
He might have been a little bit windscreen wiper, like going left, going right with his scoring, and there's a big smile on his face as if to say, tell you what, it hasn't been pretty so far from me, but I can hit a bullseye.
Well, look, I mean, he's got a leg, so that's a start. But Mensur, of course, is the 170 to start the leg he was going for. That's hit 9 darters like that, Mensur.
One of these days he's going to do it, you know.
Yeah, well, he's not done it on a broadcast tournament, but he has done the ridiculous 170 start 9 darter.
What I was going to say, Dan, as well, I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks now. the reason why he does the little flicking of the finger at the front. Thought maybe it's a twitch, it's a nervous thing. I don't think so anymore. I think it's a conscious way of trying to get that dart comfortable in his fingers. He's trying to get it into a certain crease. A certain point in that index finger is making it comfortable throughout the hand. And I noticed in one of the visits, maybe 2 visits ago, he just took a little bit longer as if to say, you know what, it's not in the right spot yet.
It might be, and I've not spoken to Mensur about it, and I'll be honest, I don't know what the German word for chalk is, but he does have a lot of chalk on his hands. You can see, I mean, there's just puffs of cloud that come off his darts when they clatter together, and he's got it all over his hands, and it might just be a bit of that, just making sure that it is all the way around the barrel, making sure it coats it so he's got an even coating, he's got a consistent feel for the entire barrel of that dart, because it is absolutely boiling in here. It's perhaps not as hot as it was in Mulheim, where it was like 45 degrees on stage.
Yep.
But it is hot. I mean, it's as busy as it's been all weekend, and it's hot up there. And Mensur Suljovic, well, he doesn't care, does he? Because he's looking at double top for a Shanghai and a 3-1 lead. And that's exactly what he's taken out. And it's another 12 darter. Mensur Suljovic has thrown first in 2 legs so far. He's gone 12-12. With 121 and 120. Now, there's only one way that you break a man who's throwing 12 darters on his own throw. And Mick McGowan's just having a little go at it now.
Well, he's maintaining the average that he had yesterday. I think he's scoring slightly better. But he's not getting as many pokes at doubles as he was, because Suljovic is just playing at that level that he has been for the last few weeks. And on a joking side, imagine if Keith Deller, in his heyday, was playing against Suljovic now. There'd be so much chalk on that board, it'd be like a head and shoulders convention.
Yeah, all kinds of things that these players use to improve their grip. Were you ever one, I think Phil Taylor uses a bit of wax, doesn't he? Or sometimes has a bit of that he uses just to make sure he's got the correct grip. Have you ever used anything for your fingers or your darts?
Well, players have had different methods. Obviously, chalk is quite popular with Suljovic. Phil's had a little bit of chalk in his case. He's had the wax as well. Simon Whitlock actually uses this powder. And when you rub it into your hands, it makes your hands go tacky.
Really?
It's very good stuff. And it's very, very good for golf as well, because I use it for that. But yeah, there was actually a time at the World Cup last year where my hands were very smooth, because we were in a very cold practice room, which usually is an ice rink. So I said to Simon, can I have a little bit of that stuff for your hands? I put some of it on, and I had a beautiful moisture grip on my hands. It was really good stuff. But there's a lot of things out there you can use.
Right, so, I mean, it is an important factor. It's another messy visit from Mick McGowan there. You remember Kyle Anderson? He got done 10-0 by Jelle Klaasen at the UK Open finals in Minehead. And it was cold in Minehead. I mean, it's March in Minehead, so it was cold. But Kyle said, I just could not grip the dart. My hands were cold. I couldn't get any kind of traction on the barrel, and I just couldn't get a feel for it. And that's the kind of thing, as you say, you know, it's something that just gives you a little bit of grip there over and above the actual barrel itself, as McGowan now looks at tops and gets it. It's 3-2, and Mick McGowan, despite some very, very impressive numbers from Mensur Suljovic, McGowan is just sticking in there.
And just see with Mick's game, though, some of the darts are just drifting that little bit left. I mean, even that single 20, it's gone to slightly left of the 20, and I think, well, that's opened up the bed perfectly. He'll just go to the right. But no, the same line. It's actually gone over the top, and he could draw a line between it and the 60. But he's definitely found his range a little bit more into this match. At the start, it was all treble fives and fives. Now, he's back in that 60.
Well, look, Mensur is currently averaging around about 109. And, I mean, that is superb, obviously. But twice here last year, we saw people lose with 111 averages. They're the 2 highest losing averages we've seen on the European Tour. We saw Joe Cullen beat Barney despite averaging 111, and we saw Mensur himself overcome Michael van Gerwen despite 111 average from MVG in a game that was absolutely phenomenal. There was like argy-bargy at the drinks table. There was all sorts of antics from Mensur. Didn't put MVG off. I mean, he still averaged 111, but he didn't win the game, and that's the main thing.
Well, there's the proof that Mensur Suljovic can live with Van Gerwen. But sometimes there is a little bit of stuff in there that just creeps in. Oh, you're taking your time, aren't you? Are you trying to upset me? And that was one of those games. And we love to watch those kinds of games. We hated playing them because it just gets you angry and upset.
Well, never had that opportunity, Paul. I'll take your word for it. I've seen you emotional on stage many times. Now, this is a big, big moment here. Mick McGowan, who was struggling early doors, now looks at treble 17 for bullseye. Oh, it was a missed opportunity, but Suljovic looking at the 101. Now, he's taken out 121. He's taken out 120. He's going to have to take out 101 again to hold his throw, but this would be for a 15 darter.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the bullseye. But now he's definitely going for double 18. Big moments. Big moments. Mick McGowan sitting on 76 as if to say, you missed this, Mr. Austrian friend. I'm going to take that out. He didn't get the opportunity.
How do you even beat this man when he's doing this? Mick McGowan has just seen him throw 12 darters on his throw, so he'd have to throw a 9 to break him. And then the one chance where he has thrown 12 darts and he's not ended the leg, he's still left a ton plus finish. McGowan sat there on a finish himself, and he goes out a ton plus again. This is brutal from Suljovic. He's tried it again. Of course he's tried it again.
Well, you and I have been commentating on Suljovic for the last couple of weeks, and I don't know whether you've noticed this about his game, but I can see definite strength in double 18, in double 16, and double 14 now.
I don't really see much of... There's no double on the board where I would think, oh yeah, Mensur didn't particularly like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as if he's so good on double 14 and double 18, as you say, and double 16, that it's not like he's missing loads of them and chasing them all around the board anyway. I mean, it's not very often you see Mensur Suljovic throw at double 5, because he usually doesn't need to get down to it anyway. His finishing is so solid. I mean, 4 out of 4 is ridiculous. He's not been that good all the way through September, but he has been excellent.
He's probably looked at Johnny Clayton's stats and said, I can be better than that.
Right, I would imagine Johnny Clayton having walked off earlier. Ooh,
headbutt for a ton.
Headbutt for, yeah. Oh, I never. But yeah, Johnny Clayton having won 2 games 6-1 and only missed 3 darts at double all weekend. He must be sat in the players' room at the moment going, you know what, but best finishing this weekend. Mensur's going up there and averaging 100% at the minute.
You know what it is with Mensur, though? The thing that we can commend him for the most is that the fact that he never, ever stops trying. He just puts everything into every single match.
And it might be another ton plus finish here for 5-2. Oh, well, he's missed one. He's missed one.
Mick, you require 136.
Well, 136. You can't guarantee a shot at a double unless you hit 2 trebles. Straight ton leaves double 18, but he might not be back.
60.
Well, just to try and make me look like an idiot, and I know it's not hard, I would imagine Mensur Suljovic will miss inside here and leave double 5, yeah.
How good's he on double 10? Oh, that's a good guy, that, you know, Dan. He's moving because he wants to go off the left side of the barrel. Doesn't let you down.
It's just relentless. He's been doing this for so long now. He still is averaging way over 100.
Game on.
This is Mensur Suljovic, who, you know, a couple of years ago, even a year ago, when he was still making semi-final after semi-final after semi-final, even major semi-finals, and people were still talking about Mensur Suljovic as, you know, that awkward player who you don't want to play, but he wasn't, you know, elevated to the game's elite. But this is a man who is bearing down on the top 10 in the world, is consistently and has been consistently playing at a level of darts where his average is round about that 100 mark, and he has finally learnt to win tournaments. I think you have to seriously consider that this man may be a genuine contender for major titles, and not as a complete outside shot, as a man who is capable of producing this kind of darts on a regular basis.
Well, it's September the 17th, and I hate talking about the Premier League this prematurely. But if he keeps playing like this, there is absolutely no way that he can't be selected.
Well, I'm not sure about selected, but I mean, he's got to be in the discussion. It may be a brief discussion. The discussion may be none. But if Mensur Suljovic goes and wins 2 major tournaments between now and the end of the year,
Mensur, you require 51.
he might take the decision.
Yeah.
He might have to change the criteria. Double 16 for a 6-2 win and 11 darters to round it off. Double 8.
43.
Well, he's missing days. He's no Johnny Clayton, is he? He's good, but he's no Johnny Clayton.
I dare you. I dare you to go to the practice room after this match and tell him that.
No, I don't want to receive the...
But then again, Johnny Clayton's no Mensur Suljovic either.
Mensur, you require 8.
We'll probably just lined up a final at some point in time.
Well, it's another Welshman he'll face if he takes out the double 4, and that's what he has done. So it's Gerwyn Price who awaits Mensur Suljovic. And Mick McGowan, it wasn't quite at the level we saw yesterday, but Mensur Suljovic has just averaged 108.45. That is the best we have seen this weekend at the Happy Bet European Darts Grand Prix. Mensur won the first Euro Tour of this month. He made the final of the next one as only 1 leg away from making it back-to-back. And quite frankly, he has got to be considered a genuine contender to be in the final again here tomorrow night. And who knows, maybe he'll make it 2 wins out of 3. Suljovic versus Price tomorrow is going to be tasty, but so is the next match here in Sindelfingen as Darren Webster takes on the world number 1, Michael van Gerwen.
60% Doppelquote. Wow! Das ist großes Tennis. Mensur, ich gratuliere dir. Wir sehen uns jetzt die letzten Wochen regelmäßig hier auf der Bühne und du lässt irgendwie überhaupt nicht nach. Gratuliere, 108er Average, 60% Doppelquote.
Ja, aber du bist mein Freund. Wir müssen sie immer wieder sehen, oder? Oder willst du mich nicht mehr sehen?
Doch, doch, doch. Vor allem hier oben auf der Bühne. Nein, es ist... machst du irgendwas Besonderes, um das Niveau zu halten? Oder versuchst du einfach immer so weiterzumachen, wie du es bislang auch betrieben hast?
Nein, ich trainiere regelmäßig auch. Ich gebe mein Bestes. Er hat wirklich schlecht gestartet, aber der war komplett Fokus in sein Spiel. Aber ich auch, ich meins. Wir haben eine ganze Zeit gespielt, 15 Dart. Und wichtige Momente habe ich 12er spielen müssen. Das ist mir gelungen, Gott sei Dank. Und deswegen habe ich gewonnen.
Ja, auch 3 High-Finishes gespielt. Das ist inzwischen bei dir irgendwie Alltag. Du hast die Form deines Lebens, oder? Das können wir mal festhalten.
Ja, im Moment meine Lebensform, aber ich möchte meine Familie, meine Frau, meine Fans von Österreich begrüßen, meine deutschen Fans und meine Dart-Kollegen aus BM, extra. Die haben mir gesagt, ich muss extra sagen, die Dart-Kollegen aus BM.
Okay, morgen kommt es zum Match mit Gerwyn Price. Kannst du für eine Revanche für Max sorgen?
Ja, er ist ein Top-Spieler, aber ich gebe mein Bestes, er auch sein Zimmer. Wir sind beide fokussiert, wir wissen, was zum Spielen ist und was wir tun sollen. Und ich hoffe, gelingt mir so wie heute und dass ich mein Top-Spiel leisten kann.
Ladies and Gentlemen, einer der besten aktuell auf dem PDC-Circuit, the gentle Mensur Suljovic. Wird so eine kurze Pause von rund 5